Okay, so and this is the second time I'm doing this video because I couldn't get it to upload and mix. But what you need to do in this particular activity is that you need to look at the expressions that are on page 87, and then you can also flip back to 67 to know how to spell tener. The first mistake I made is that these twos are actually supposed to be part of the sentence, and I don't know why they're, or I'm sorry, not just the two, but the subject pronoun. So if you're writing in the subject pronoun, oh, it tells you right there. So I'm bad. I didn't read my directions. It says do not include the subject pronoun. So anyway, here she's afraid. So if you scroll down here, you'll see that to be afraid is tener miedo. So you would write tener miedo, but then you can't use tener miedo because you need to conjugate it for the subject. So then you would go back to page, and I'll only do this a couple of times. You go back to page 67, and on page 67, you're going to see how to conjugate your tener. So if your subject is to, the spelling of tener should be tienes. Tienes miedo. Okay, so down here, this guy's sleepy, so you'd go back to page 87, and you'd scroll down, and you'd find somebody who's sleepy, tener sueño. Okay, and then you would go back to 67 to know how to conjugate tener for yo. So if you go down here, here's yo, and it would be tango. So you change this to tango, okay? And you would do that for the rest of them. I think you said you had problems with these. Let me see if I can't make, blow this up a little bit. And that could be, I can't really blow it up, so I'm going to fault the sign. It is a bit problematic here because you can't really see this. But if you look, it says dos y dos son tres. Okay, so he is not right, but she says uno y uno son dos. One and one is two. She is right. So correct is the is what you're looking for. So we'll go back to page 87. Okay, and you scroll down here and you find this right here, uno y uno son dos. That is tener razón, which is to be correct. So I'm going to put tener razón, razón here. Now Juanito says 2 and 2 are 3. That's not correct. So I'm just going to put no tener razón, meaning he's not right. So when he's not right, you're just going to plug in a no in front of the verb. So this tener for Juanito becomes tiene, and then for ustedes becomes tienen, okay? And then down here, this is to want to do something, tener ganas de, but then you have to, so tener ganas de, but then you have to put in what he wants to do, which is probably jugar al béisbol. Okay, and so you would change it for ellos tienen ganas de jugar al béisbol. All right, and I'm going to answer. Also remember when you do this and you're having trouble that when you complete the assignment, it'll give you a little bubble. So I'm just going to put the verbs for these and not, actually I'm not going to conjugate them. Tener cuidado, so you can see what I'm talking about, and tener hambre. Okay, so now I'm going to finish and submit for grading. And you're going to see I got some wrong. And there should be a little bubble out to the side. Okay, so this one I got wrong. See that little call out button? That is going to tell me, and I'll make it, it gave me the answer. The answers could be tener cuidado, tenemos mucho cuidado, tenemos miedo, y tenemos mucho miedo. And then it gives you some feedback. Does the drawing show a person who is careful? So if you're running into trouble, you can always pull, after you've done it a couple of times, you can always click on the call out button and it's going to show you what the right answer is. And that way you know what to put in the blank, but then you could send me an email asking why. Why is it this way if you didn't understand it? That way you'll get your full points. And And maybe from seeing the answer, then you'll understand what you were doing wrong. Okay?